What are two things that cause you to miss out on things in life?
These two things are probably related. One is the root cause of the other. I would say being afraid to try different things. Fear caused me to miss out on probably everything that I did miss out on because just scared to whatever reason, scared to fail, scared to be embarrassed, just scared. And I still kind of struggle with that. I'm still scared to do a lot of things. I said I was going to bring up this again. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man, is another thing. Fighting is scary. Getting close contact with people, getting punched, getting choked, fighting cats who outweigh you by 50, 60 pounds, big guys. That's a scary thing to do, and people don't just sign up for that. But, I do, and you do. We sign up to deal with that type of conflict. That's just one outlet that's helping me deal with this fear issue I have. You're going to have fear. You're going to be scared of things, but you got to be able to keep going even when you are scared. And I believe that's courage. You're scared, you have fear and all this, but you have the courage to keep pursuing what you're trying to pursue regardless. Fear and the lack of trying things are two things that made me miss out on a lot of stuff in life.
I struggle with imposter syndrome, and that is where you can be sufficient in something, be very great at something, and you still question if you can do it. I remember being accepted into grad school and being in class feeling like I just wasn't even worthy to be there. I got here by accident. Am I going to be able to make it through this thing? And I was like, I got through grad school just like everybody else. In fact, people would come to me with questions about things because they thought I understood. I didn't feel like I had a grasp on it. You get what I'm saying? I always questioned myself. That's been something I had to acknowledge and realize. I think grad school was really the turning point for me to really notice, hold up. I remember being a kid. If you would ask me middle school, high school, oh, you going to go get your master's? I'd be like, nope, I'm not that smart. I just wouldn't have thought that way. But I think grad school was such an obstacle because especially the things that I was having to go through, because I went to grad school as a father, my firstborn son. I had a night job. I was working full time overnight at a prison. So it was crazy, hectic prison I was working at. I would get off of my night shift job. I would take my son to class with me in the mornings. And so right after I got off of night shift, took him to grad school classes with me. I'm dog tired, but I actually seeing that I could get through that was such a encouragement to myself, was just like, wow, you know what I mean? Of course, I leaned on the grace of God and fully faith in the Lord to get through that. But that was one of those things. It was such a challenging time for me, and overcoming that obstacle helped me deal with my imposter syndrome.